Welcome to 3-Minute Game Recommendations. I'm Zachary X, and in the next 3 minutes, I will tell you whether or not you should play Slay the Spire. All my videos are 100% spoiler-free, including the gameplay shown, so you won't see anything that couldn't be found within the first few minutes of the game. Let's get right into it. Slay the Spire is a single-player, roguelike deck builder. Developed and published by Megacrit Games, Slay the Spire launched on PC in January of 2019, and has since expanded to many other platforms, including mobile. Reviewed overwhelmingly positively, in Slay the Spire you move through encounters with enemies, bosses, traps, and treasure as you climb to the top and try to reach the spire. A plethora of cards, consumable potions, and items will aid you in your journey as you play run after run of randomly generated adventures. Slay the Spire's gameplay is incredibly strong, even for those who haven't necessarily played this type of game before. The mechanics are easy to learn initially, but there is an ocean of depth that you'll eventually uncover. There is certainly a degree of randomness each time you play, but nonetheless you will still feel mostly responsible for how each encounter plays out. To be more specific, although each individual combat is generally less complex when it comes to picking your moves, your overall choices in what cards and items you pick are extremely important and are what ultimately shape your run. The cards you select throughout a run will radically alter your build, making there be endless possibilities to how your deck will perform each playthrough. The art, like many other games of this quality, is uniquely stylized and overall wonderful. What I think makes Slay the Spire stand out in particular is its varied and memorable enemy designs. It's very satisfying to go up against such unique creatures. I love playing within this delightful, yet admittedly hostile world. There aren't too many different music tracks to be found in Slay the Spire, but the area and boss themes will get stuck in your head. Something about them is just iconic. You'd also expect such a combat-focused game to have great sound effects. And Slay the Spire absolutely does. Depending on your previous experience with similar games, and how well it clicks with you, you can win a playthrough for the first time in about 5 to 10 hours. Without saying too much, that's not the end at all, and if you enjoy the gameplay loop, you can play for 50 plus hours at minimum without feeling burnt out. Getting 100% of the game's achievements will likely take even longer, so be prepared for a lot to do, if you so choose. When I went to buy Slay the Spire, I'd never played any deck building games. I was skeptical that it was my sort of thing. Then I played it, and well, I'm now forever hooked. Anyways, here's who I specifically recommend this game for. I strongly recommend Slay the Spire to fans of roguelikes, or to fans of deck building games. If you've ever played something from either of these two genres before, you will love Slay the Spire. I also recommend Slay the Spire to someone who has been longing for a truly mechanically sound game. The gameplay loop is smooth like butter, and you will be saying one more run, every time you play. Slay the Spire is very, very well made, so even if you're getting the feeling that this genre is maybe not your thing, I still urge you to give it a try. You'll likely be really surprised at how much it actually clicks. Even though I recommend this title to a broader audience than I otherwise normally would, there are still a couple of cases where I would maybe advise you to think twice before you play. I don't recommend Slay the Spire to someone who doesn't think they'll want to continue playing this game once they think they've beaten it one time. I recommend a lot of games that have lots of content after the first time you win, but this one, above all others, is an example of one you should absolutely not quit right after you've beaten it just once. You will feel very dissatisfied with the amount of playtime you've gotten out of it, and will almost certainly miss out on a lot of the alternate enemies and events that will randomly occur. But with that minor caveat aside, I truly recommend Slay the Spire to almost anyone. This is one of those rare games that does its own niche so well that it can successfully capture the enthusiasm of people that would normally be disinterested with this genre. With all that being said, thank you for watching this video. Check the description if you want to learn more about additional content for Slay the Spire, and please like and subscribe for more recommendations from me to you.